Hey folks, Big Sarge here. I just want to take a few minutes to share my opinion about the Selle Anatomica seat that I recently put on my road bike. Now a little background. I'm 6'3" and average between 280 and 285 pounds, and I quickly learned that most bike seats aren't made for us heavier folks. Now I purchased this road bike about 7 years ago. I jumped on it with everything stock and went for multiple rides until I finally strained my back due to an improper fit. Then, after about 6 months of riding, I had a professional bike fit done at my local bike shop here in Colorado. Around that time, I had purchased a seat from Ally, which enabled me to pump air into it and adjust the comfort because the stock seat just wasn't cutting it. Shortly thereafter, I purchased a Brooks B17 aged seat and diligently worked at putting hundreds of miles on it, even though it's advertised as not requiring a break-in period. I'll have to admit, getting consistent rides in as planned was very difficult. Too cold, too rainy, my work schedule, whatever. But I did end up logging hundreds of miles on it. However, it didn't feel any different than when new. What ended up happening was the longer my rides got, the more painful my sit bones became. I found myself taking painkillers before my rides just to help alleviate the pain that occurred almost near the end of my rides. Now, I eventually ran the gamut of purchasing multiple different seats to try and fix my problem, but to no avail. Several months ago, when I took my bike to be serviced for an upcoming metric century, I explained my problem and it was suggested that I give Selle Anatomica a try. I was a bit reluctant given I had spent over $100 on the Brooks B17 and I was intent on making it work. But I broke down and purchased the Selle for about $145. What I had done was took the measurement from my Brooks B17 and put the Selle in the same position. The Selle website says that the nose is to be raised a bit more than other seats, and I did exactly as the website explained in their instructions on how to mount the seat. I took the bike out and the raised nose just put too much pressure on my gonads, so I had to come back and play with it to get it to where the sweet spot was. I eventually found what works for me, and haven't looked back since. I found that it's true. All seats hurt at some point, but some lesser than others. I just wanted to reassure anyone who was on the fence about spending the money on a Selle Anatomica that it is well worth the expense if they are serious about riding in any way, whether it be recreational, weight loss, or just an adrenaline rush. Even if you have a professional fit done with the Anatomica seat on your bike, it is likely that you'll still need to tweak it after a couple of rides to find your sweet spot. The trick is to make very minor adjustments at a time. This will likely take multiple rides to accomplish, but do not rush it. I also learned that when you begin to feel uncomfortable on your seat, you should try to focus on your form, your pedal strokes, your posture. These all contribute to discomfort in some way, and great riding form along with a proper fit works wonders. Now I believe that once you give the Anatomica an honest try, you will be singing its praises and wish you had spent the money a long time ago on this seat. Selle does have other models similar to the Anatomica with the space in the middle, and I believe Brooks has one now as well. I've tried some of the other Selles, and they were excellent seats, but when I put the Selle Anatomica to the test, and it blew every other seat away by far. So my suggestion is that if you're over 200 pounds and have trouble finding a good seat, spend the money on a Selle Anatomica. You won't regret it. You'll be riding much more and riding in a lot more comfort. Thanks. Bye.